Crimea was Russia's first target. According to many experts, the Crimean annexation was planned out well in advance. On the 20th of February 2014, the day when the Heavenly Hundred was shot, Russia began implementing their annexation plan, violating their previous commitments under the Budapest Memorandum on Security Assurances from 1994. There are these myths that the Euromaidan caused the so-called Crimean status referendum. History shows that Russia has always considered Crimea to be theirs. The possibility of taking Crimea was already in Putin's mind in 2005. On the 26th of February 2014, thousands of people came to the Rally for the Unity of Ukraine, which was held near the Parliament of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, in order to prevent possible actions against Ukrainian sovereignty. The pro-Ukrainian activists were opposed by supporters of the Russian Unity political party. The majority of Crimeans do not want the changes which are offered to them by Russia. The rally near the Parliament of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea demonstrated that. However, the rally led to criminal charges against the pro-Ukrainian activists on the peninsula. On the morning of February 27, 2014, armed men in uniform, but no insignia, blocked the government buildings. They installed Sergei Aksenov, the leader of the Russian Unity Party, as the head of the illegal Crimean government at gunpoint. The Russian Unity Party had received only 3 seats in parliament during the previous election. During the rally near the Verkhovna Rada of the Autonomous Republic of Crimea, we were informed that there were 2 armed men in the crowd who were there to open fire so that the Russians would have an opportunity to react. At the same time as the change in leadership was being forced upon Crimea, Russian forces began blockading Ukrainian military units and lines of communication. A photographer named Konstantin was with a besieged Marine unit in Feodosia. The Marines remained loyal to Ukraine to the very last. In Feodosia, Russian flags hung everywhere, except with the Marines. Every morning, the Marines began their day with the raising of the Ukrainian flag and the singing of the Ukrainian anthem. On March 16th, the illegal referendum was held under the close supervision of the Little Green Men. Despite the fact that these soldiers wore no official insignia, their weapons, equipment, and uniform all testified that they are Russian servicemen. Under those circumstances, the illegal referendum was a foregone conclusion. The Kremlin claimed that it was the will of the Crimean people that they joined Russia. No Western countries have recognized the annexation, and extremely few countries outside of the West have done so either. The name of the referendum, along with all the actions attached to it, it was all a smokescreen that the occupiers hide behind in order to legitimize their occupation and give it a veneer of legitimacy that might fool some of the international community. During the first year of the Crimean occupation, 24 civilians were killed or kidnapped. Around 20 Crimean Tatars have been made prisoners of the Kremlin. According to human rights activists, it's very difficult to determine the exact number of detainees. The Crimean Peninsula has become a forward operating base for the Russian military and the Federal Security Services. For Ukrainians and Crimean Tatars, the 20th of February was a black day that marked the beginning of the occupation of their homeland. Meanwhile, Russians engraved this date on the medal for returning Crimea, which was awarded to soldiers and civilians who facilitated the illegal annexation of the Crimean Peninsula. These include the Russian soldiers who Putin claimed weren't there to begin with.